right, looking at this, it says, what are some ways you can write the following problem? So other ways we can write this problem right here. Now, what is 20 divided by 5?
4.
Okay, everybody would agree that it is 4. But what is another way that we can write it? Any guesses?
20 over 5.
Okay, so if we were doing the multiplication, it would be 5 times 4 is 20. But if we're doing the division, we're going to write it vertically, which is 20 divided by 5. Now, your calculators are super awesome because they have a template that you can use. Okay, so you have the horizontal way, and then you have the vertical way. There's also one other way. Anybody think?
The doghouse.
Okay, so there's one that looks like this, and then there's also the doghouse. I'm glad you said that. I was saying house earlier, but not doghouse. Andrew. All right, so on number 2, write it in a different way, please. On number 2, write it in a different way on your paper. So I've given you multiple ways. You're going to write it in one different way. Just one different way. Just write it in a different way. Alright, show a partner around you the way that you wrote it. I didn't see how I wrote that. Write it right here. How did you put it in your calculator? Seriously.
No, he says he has it.
See how I wrote this? Yeah, don't talk too much. Alright, so back up here, again, there's a couple of different ways that you can write it. You have 32 divided by 3. You have 32 with a slash and a 3. You have your doghouse. Okay. A lot of different ways. There's not one way to write it. Now, if we look at number 2, that's a little bit different, yeah? How could we write that vertically? Oh, there is 2 number 2s. It's okay. No one's going to die. What could you do vertically?
4x plus 6 over 2.
4x plus 6 over 2. Ooh, look at this next one. Yikes.
It's not. All you do is put a division sign and put that on the side.
Okay, so you could do x squared plus 7x plus 12, and then division symbol x plus 3. What if I did it like this? It's confusing looking, right? Well, guess what? This is where we're going. You're going to be able to do this eventually. Yep.
If I come early for time, can I come?
Yes. Yes. Okay, so let's take a look at some vocabulary, because without vocabulary, I'm going to be up here saying a lot of things, and you're going to be looking at me like, I don't know what you're saying. So, are you ready? A polynomial is a collection of terms. A polynomial is a collection of terms. Say polynomial.
Polynomial.
There you go. I say it, I can spell it the way that I say it. So polynomial. Polynomial. Alright, okay. Attention, guys. After we do after we come up with our vocabulary and stuff, it's not an opportunity for you guys to talk about other things because then it gets me distracted and then you're distracted and it's all yucky. Okay, so let's go through this so that I can get through the lesson because we only have about 20 minutes left. Okay, and we need to get through these problems. So when we look at a polynomial, it's a collection of terms. So the first term I'm going to write is monomial. Binomial is the second one.
Do you want me to close the door?
Please. And polynomial. Ah, poop. Don't write polynomial. Okay, if you wrote with a pen, sorry, I was thinking about polynomials. I need to write trinomial. Trinomial. So monomial, binomial, and trinomial. I'm sorry, guys. That's my fault. So polynomial is a collection of terms. So what do you think a monomial is? One term. So a monomial is one term. So we're going to give some examples of that. So an example of a monomial. Nope. That's a binomial. X squared 3 x cubed. They are monomials because they are only one term. Okay, they are only one term. Terms are always separated by addition or subtraction. Always. Alright, so how many terms do you think are in a binomial?
Two terms.
So we have 2 terms. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this guy up. So examples of this might be x plus 2. Again, terms that are separated by addition or subtraction. Okay, they're always separated by that. Another example might be x squared plus 49. You might have something like 4 plus x cubed. Okay, again, those are all different types of binomials. Binomials, 2 terms. All right, the last easiest one is 2 terms. So if you can find a spot on there. Wait, trinomial? 3. 3 terms. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up. This is what we will eventually be getting to. This is called a quadratic function. A quadratic function. Another example of a quadratic function. Okay, quadratic function has 3 terms with an x squared. A quadratic function looks like this. Alright, so we're going to be using long division. Oh yeah, long division to solve these problems. Now I know that you guys are intelligent and you know what 20 divided by 5 is, yes?
What?
What's 20 divided by 5?
4.
4, okay, you know that offhand. But again, long division is how we're going to be using the information today. So what I want to do is review some long division skills. So we have our doghouse. We put our 20 in there and our 5 out here. Do y'all remember this from like 4th grade? Yeah? Okay, now, does 5 go into 2?
No.
No, it doesn't. So I'm not going to put a 0 here. I'm just going to leave it blank. Okay, does 5 go into 20?
Yes.
Yes, 4 times. So what is 4 times 5?
20. Oh.
So I bring it down. Now, with long division, we have to subtract everything that we brought down. Yeah, so 20 minus 20 is 0. So our answer is 4. Yes, check. You got it from yesterday. From today. Okay. All right, so let's look at number 2. Let's set it up. Put it in your doghouse. Now you try. Does 9 go into 5?
Yes.
How many times does 9 go into 54?
6.
What is 6 times 9?
54.
Ooh. Okay. So, I subtract everything that I brought down, and that gives me 0. Okay, are we okay? Is everyone alive? Okay, I know you want to go to sleep, but don't, because you're going to really like this, I think. Alright, so, number 3. It's a little bit different. Yikes. Huh. Okay, so you're going to do the same thing on number 3 that you did for number 2. We're going to put our 24x in the doghouse and our 3 out here. Now again, this is 24 times x, so they are married. So does 2 go into 3? Or I'm sorry, excuse me, 3 go into 2?
No.
Can 3 go into 24?
Yes.
How many times?
8.
Okay, but I have this x over here.
8.
Oh. So, Andrew. Get off your calculator.
What?
We're doing math up here without it. Oh, snap. Write it down. What is 8x times 3? 24x. Now remember, we have to subtract everything that we brought down. So what does that give you down here? So our answer is 8x. Questions so far? Easy?
Yeah.
Okay, you try number 4.
I'm done with it.
Flip it over. No, don't give him the answer. Let him do it. What do we put inside the doghouse? Yeah, we put in our 63x. Alright, so what'd you guys get? 7x. Okay, guys, here's what I saw. Good work. You did good work on this, but please make sure that you bring your x. Okay? They are married. You cannot separate them. So 9 can't go into 6, but can 9 go into 63? 7 times, but I have this x over here, so it has to be 7x. So we multiply. We have 63x. We subtract everything. So it gives me 0, so we have 7x. Now, are you wondering how to do the problem on the back?
Yes. I know how to say it.
Okay, so guess what? This is called a binomial because it is 2 terms and they are separated by a plus sign. Now, there was a statement made, can I save my babies?
No, they did.
No, you cannot save the babies, right, Cameron? Because there's no lifeguard. Right, so they're not drowning right now. We're going to pretend that they're okay. So, we put this guy right here, these 2 guys, we put them inside the box. Now, another way to write this would be 20x plus 10 divided by 5. Okay, that might help you when you do this. Andrew, check your roll. We're not drawing. Oh, yeah. So, we take this guy, we put it here, plus 10, and then we put our 5 over here. Okay, does that make sense the way I set it up?
No.
Yeah, but did you set it up like that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So, let's ask ourselves. Let's look at the first term. 5 times what will give me 20x? 4x. So, what is 4 times 5x? 4x times 5? 20x. Now, we have to subtract everything we just did. So, that becomes 0. So, remembering back to our long division, you bring down your 10. So, we ask ourselves, 5 times what will give me 10? Positive 2 or negative 2? So what is 2 times 5? And we subtract what we just did, 0.
I just got that right.
Good.
Oh, that's easy.
Okay. Do number 6. Okay, Garrett, let me help you. Another way to write this binomial and divided by the monomial is 54x plus 27 divided by 9. Now, what goes in the doghouse? Okay, so put that there. What goes on the outside? The 9. Good.
Yes, it is.
I know, I like it.
What do you say? He said
It says
nobody
the
likes
person that
that.
came to class late.
Oh, let's go. I am going in right now.
Is it just 6? Should we write just 6 this year? Okay. So we have to subtract all that. Is it your subtraction? I know, but I'm doing it first. Negative goes right there. Alright, so what'd you guys get?
6x plus 3. Yeah.
6x plus 3.
What everybody else said.
I got 4x plus 2.
27, but how'd you get
I got
27?
21. Just a thing.
I got 4x plus 2.
Okay, so you guys told me that it takes 6x. We plug this guy over here, so we have 54x. The reason why I'm asking you to show all of your work in this is because it's going to get more complicated. So this does become 0. We bring down our 27. So 9 times what will give me 27? 3. So we have our 27. We subtract to become 0. 6x plus 3. Okay, see if you guys can figure out number 7 and 8.
Me too.
You already done?
Yeah. I'm not.
Okay, so for those of you that are finished with 7 and 8, look at 9. Those of you that are not finished with 7 and 8, go ahead and try them. Here we go. We got to roll. We got to roll. All right, so we put our 4x. Hush, please. Guys, you're being rude to me. So we have 2 times what gives me 4x? 2x. So 2x times 2, that gives me my 4x. We subtract it. 0. But we've got to bring down our 24. So 2 times what will give me 24? 12. Heavenly, does that make sense?
I got that right.
Okay, were you watching? Okay, looking at this guy. We set it up. 35x plus 140. All right, here we go, guys. We've got 2 more problems. Come on. 35 times what gives me 35x?
4 plus 4.
We bring down our 140.
That's 4.
Zero. Are you ready for me to help you with number 9? Okay, so we put the top in the doghouse. And we put this guy outside. Now, what's different about this from the others? How many terms? 2. So it's a binomial divided by a binomial. Now look at this. I'm going to start with my first term. X times what will give me 7x?
1.
7.
Oh,
7. Okay, now here's what you have to do. Because I have 2 terms out here, same process. I have to multiply by this first term. So what is 7 times x?
7x.
Then I have to multiply by this one. So what is 7 times 7?
49.
Now here's where it gets tricky. Here's where I need you to make sure you put your parentheses, because this minus sign changes the signs of each one of these. So if I have this minus right here, or this negative, 7x minus 7x is
0.
but I have to distribute that negative here. So what is 49 plus a negative 49?
0.
So your answer is 7.
Okay. I got 7. That's confusing.
Okay, the key thing with this is that I look at my first term, and I look at this term in here, and I say, okay, x times what will give me 7x? Oh, 7. Okay, so when I do this, I have to multiply 7 times x here, but you have to multiply that guy too. Okay? I love how you guys are packing up, and I'm turning this. Word.
Okay.
Alright, so again, we'll spend some more time on it, but I wanted to show you this. This is easy. It's just we're adding stuff to it, okay? Alright, put this in your binder or your notebook and pass them up. And if you'll put your calculators up.